Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy, and if you're here for the first time, I'm a licensed psychotherapist in private practice, and I give lots of psychoeducation tips and little wisdom of nuggets about all things psychology. And I'm currently on my way to work, but I'm stuck. The bridge is closed, which happens at 8 o'clock every morning, and I totally forgot about that. So while I'm waiting, I thought, well, let me see if I can make a video and see if I could shed some insight if you're thinking of getting into private practice. So I worked for a group practice for 8 years, and we were supposed to see 21 clients a week. So 21 clinical hours a week would be considered full-time for clinical work. And you might think, that's not a lot of time, 21 hours a week. A lot of people with full-time jobs work 40 hours a week. But this is clinical work. So you're sitting face to face with individuals, and it is an energy exchange, and it's very draining, especially if you don't have a good self-care regimen or wellness practices. So when I worked for the group practice, 21 clinical hours a week, there was just this unsaid or unspoken cloud looming over us. I felt, if I didn't see those clinical requirements in a week. And sometimes I would go under, and sometimes I would go over. And the practice manager never complained. He just really let us do our thing. But just knowing that there was that expectation was just, that it's a lot. And now that I've been in my own private practice for 6 months, it feels so good to not have that looming over me. So what is the hardest part of being in private practice? I would say, honestly, it's the money. You know, you'll make over $100 an hour when you do your face-to-face. You get paid for face-to-face clinical time. But with all the overhead fees, rent, your EHR, which is your electronic health record, I pay a biller. She takes 7%, which is worth it, because if the billing was up to me, I would not be able to have a private practice. I am definitely special needs in that department, so I pay somebody to do my billing. But after all the overhead fees, and there's other fees, of course, you know, maybe it's because I live in Massachusetts, which is really one of the most expensive states, I think, in the country. I really don't know if it is worth it. I think I would have to see about 28 clients a week to really feel like I'm making a good profit. And to see 28 clients a week is really a lot. It's really draining. Plus there's all the paperwork you have to do and all the emails, and it's just, I would recommend it overall, working in private practice, because you really do get to set your own rules, assuming that you're following the ethics guidelines. But you can pick your clients. You can pick the modalities, the treatment modalities you want to use. You can design your office any way you want to, and you don't have to share it with anybody, which is awesome. That's a perk. And you do your own scheduling. You know, if you want to work evenings, mornings, weekends, holidays, you could do whatever you want there usually, right? But I am a little disappointed. I thought, you know, I would make maybe like $200,000. And I could if I saw, like I said, like maybe 30 clients a week. But that's just not realistic. So I recommend getting trained in specific treatment modalities that really fuel your passion, because that way you're continuously inspired. You don't want to get burnt out, because if you do, your clients will pick up on that. They're very intuitive. They will pick up on it. If you're having a bad day, they will sense it. So overall, I do think it's worth it. But keep in mind, if you're in it for the money, you're not in the right field. So let me know what you think. Thanks for stopping by.